Alright, this is the final layer. I've just given this bit of clean here and I'm ready to go, so wish me luck. If that had hit me, if that part had hit me, I'd freaking broken legs, broken neck. Christ, it's the quandary of doing stuff on your own. You'll remember the ill-fated night that I bought the second tent to do my deck and I broke my trusty crane. Remember this part here? Well, I just decided to take the boom off it on my own up a ladder and man, come crashing down like it's... Yeah, so this section here, this pink section here has to be totally replaced and beefed up. To be honest, it was never strong enough anyway. I'm also going to put a pneumatic air operated ram on here to make it a little bit easier for lifting and moulding and stuff, but this whole boom, which is the top part of my crane, just came crashing down, and yeah, the guys next door here in the scaffolding place thought that massive pile had collapsed because it was pretty loud when it came down, but anyway, it missed me and only just missed me, luckily. So you can see here this ram just gave out, basically had no fluid in it and just freaking let it all hang out and the whole thing's gone crashing down. So I've got to pull this guy off. So this long ram jack, it's seen better days. It's still working, still got oil in it hopefully, so may well be a good one as a backup. But I've just bought a pneumatic ram to put on here so I can air operate it. It's just been a little bit of a pain in the arse, so I'm going to do it with air. There's a stubborn bastard, so I've got the rattle gun from the mechanic next door, so we're going to give it a crack. Well, that was a bit harder than we thought it was going to be. It involved a lot of brute force, but it's here. I've just straightened it out by jumping on it. And I'm going to hack it up and start to get some pieces together. As I suspected, this is flat on the top, so I'll just grind this back, get another piece of sort of 75mm tubing, make sure I get a reasonable thickness, because that stuff's only about 2.5mm, it's just shit. I'll get a 5mm piece and that'll be more than enough. So yeah, stuff you got to do to keep going. It's freaking ridiculous. Alright, so I've got to cut this clevis pin bit off it as well, because this has all got to be transferred over to the next part, as well as this large block up the back here has got to be cut off here. I was going to do it on my chop saw, but I think that the grinder might be the best way to go here, because it's a little bit of an odd angle. So yeah, a couple of things here need to be cut off before I can transfer them over. trick is to reuse everything. Don't have to reproduce stuff. If you've got something you can use, reuse it. Don't ever go out and buy shit if you don't need to, because these jobs are expensive enough. Right, let's review what's happened here. I've got this old piece here that was bent, which I was able to straighten just with pure body weight, and that's a substantial weight. But you can see the thickness of this. This is probably about a 2.5 to 3 mil piece of box gowl section. Well, not even gowl, but I've had to cut these clevis pins off, which are these guys here, and they'll enable me to rebuild my my crane. So I've got to go and get a bit of that somewhere, and that's just gonna be welded back onto the end of this guy, and ultimately build my frame again. So you can see here how they've tabbed these bits of, probably I guess they're 75 mil by 38 mil or 37.5 mil RHS or gal steel. I would like to do that again, but I don't really think I'm going to have the ability to be able to do that. That would work perfectly. In fact, that is a possibility. But you can see these extra tabs that they're putting here, obviously to strengthen it. Now that would make it as strong as buggery, and that would be a good option for me. But for now, I think I'm just going to buy thicker stuff, and I'll brace it up with the welder, and we'll get going. We'll get it rebuilt. Okay, so I've just been into town, and I've sourced a replacement for this part for my crane. It's a 75 mil box section, but you can see here by the thicknesses that that it used to be, and the one that I actually broke, I'm going to get here is about 2.5 mil, going for a big 5 mil job. The strength of this will be you know, substantial compared to the one that I bent. So I've just trimmed the end of it, and I've cut the other end of the angle that I required, and I'm just drilling this hole here which supports the mainstay. So that's where I'm at. So I've seriously got to apologise for the lighting here. It is a miserable day here today. It's one of those days that you just don't want to go outside. So to whack a little bit of oil on it, and we'll get drilling. So I've just cleaned up the surfaces of this old, I guess you'd call it a clevis pivot. You'd think it would be rusty, you know, rusted right through, but you have a look at it, it's only surface rust, it's nothing. So cleaning it up is the key to getting a good weld, and I'm going to go and tack them in place, and then I'll complete my welds. So I'm going to firstly get this angle right. I'm going to tack this here, put one tack in here, and then a tack in each side, trying to maintain this angle here, because this is critical to the top boom of the crane. So it's important when you're putting in a tack that you go like 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or vice versa. That way you can see there's a little bit of movement in this. I'm going to get that tied back in before I do the sides. Make sure you get the angle right, and those tacks are vital. Right, so this is my last tack, and then ready to finish off. That's it, she's tacked in. So yet again, the prep work's done. You can see here I've ground away all to a bare surface, and that way I'll get a good sort of primary bond. go. Put a tack into this major upright I've just rebuilt. We'll get it all sorted. Here we go. So I've got to beef up this joint here because it's got quite a lot of pressure on it. So it used to have a tab across here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this piece here, clean that up, weld that on, and then I've got another piece here of pretty heavy steel, and then I'll weld that, close that bridge up there, weld it all the way around, and hopefully that'll be more than enough to give it the strength that it used to have. So I didn't bother filming welding that because yeah, it just looked like a giant massive weld. It's pretty disgusting, but I'm going to just grind it up and tidy it up a bit. There you go. It's pretty dodgy. Hang on, stay there. Oh shit, that's still up. Get under here. Ready? Yep. So it's more substantial than it was, and all I've got to do now is get the top frame back on and it's ready to go. Alright, this is the final layer. I've just given this bit of clean here and I'm ready to go, so wish me luck. So you all know I really like a clean house. After that epic sanding effort of a couple of episodes ago, the vacuuming never ends. Basically you'll vacuum once, you'll vacuum again. I usually vacuum around 2 or 3 times a day. Trying to ensure a very, very clean environment in there. You can see how smooth and how clean it is there. But I'm going to get you to endure just another couple of minutes of me laminating. The 300 CSM final layer ensures very good surface area, increased surface area for the lamination of bulkheads or the addition of bulkheads and other items such as shelves and mounts and internal modules. But basically a 300 layer was placed here on the entire chamfer panels first. I did those, then I did the outer holes, and you'll notice earlier on, a bit later on, that I put peel ply wherever there was bulkheads or any external moulding to be laminated onto the boat. I've actually tried to peel ply it. Very important feature that, because that peel ply, as you can see me here putting it on here, when I tear that off, I'm able to basically have a virgin surface and an extremely good secondary bond or a mechanical bond. So yeah, plenty of laminating to come. Although in this video I'm not quite finishing the laminating, I did have a little bit of reparative work to be done down around the back where I hadn't quite finished around my working area, and the addition of some foam. So enjoy this. It's quite soothing, and I'm sure you'll appreciate the amount of hours. I did actually speed it up somewhat. There is a lot of work in doing this final layer, but it came up absolutely perfect. So thanks guys, enjoy the music in the background. I'll have a little rest. Righto, so it's middle of winter. It's sort of, I think it's around about 10th of July, so it's mid-winter here in JB, Jervis Bay. I finally, after working a couple of months on my truck and all the framework, I've gotten back to laminating. It's been a very, very long time since I've done any serious laminating. A little bit knackered tonight. Put in around about 8 hours of solid laminating today. You can hear in the background I've got my big fan going. I've got an issue here at night with the tent here. Because it gets down around 2 or 3 degrees at night here, around about 3 or 4 in the morning, I tend to get some condensation. So that fan keeps the air circulating in here and virtually eliminates the condensation. Great thing is that my relative humidity is at 45% today. Fantastic stuff for laminating. So this last layer you can see here, I've just put on the chamfer panel here. You'll notice also down in here, there's areas here where the bulkheads are marked. I've actually put peel ply. Why I've done that is because wherever there's a bulkhead going to be fitted, I've laid a layer of peel ply. And you can see I've done it all the way along here, and the great thing is that I then will never have to sand where that bloody, sorry, I'm walking backwards in the hole here. You can see all these white sort of clothy edges there, the peel ply. I leave a little bit there to distinguish where the peel ply is. It also has a red stripe through it. I think I've shown you this before. You can see here it's got quite a marked red stripe there. And what I did too, which is really interesting here, is I marked on the actual surface before I did the last layer. I actually marked out all the bulkhead positions and drew the lines, and that can be seen in that earlier episode where I'm plumb lining all the bulkheads in. So yeah, successful day. Very, very happy to be getting done. I mean, these layers here, I mean, these are absolutely spot on. Pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, I tend to go for neatness before actually finishing a bloody boat, but you know, that's the way I am. I'm just a bit anal, and I do like to have you know, a good neat finish. So time to go home. Might go and crack open a coldie, I reckon. I'm a bit shattered. So if you like this episode, give it a like, subscribe away. I'm getting up to you know, hopefully over around about 5,000 now. So yeah, can't believe there's 5,000 people out there that actually want to watch me work my ring off. But I get it. I totally get it. If you're into boat building or anything like that, that's what this is all about. And I got to be honest, you know, I'm a year into this hull now, and I love this hull. This is probably my finest achievement to date. I've made some nice stuff over the time, but yeah, time for me to crash. It's about 7 o'clock at night. I'll be back here at 7 in the morning to get prepped, and 9 AM, sun hits the tent, laminate. Catch you later. Bye.